So Bryce Young is a Panther at least till the offseason. He's also currently trying to work through what I consider a pretty significant, pretty public crisis of confidence that he suffered earlier this year. And I do want to know why Dave Canales can't help him out a little bit. Just to throw the guy a bone for a second here. And if you listened to the show yesterday, you know I'm pretty bummed that Dave Canales hasn't named Bryce Young the starting quarterback for this upcoming week in Germany as of yet, because I think that would go a long way towards making him feel more confident. Right? Like, hey, that game-winning drive I had at the end of the Saints, which, by the way, has completely altered the path of the Saints. They traded Marshawn Lattimore. They fired their coach.
Yeah.
Like, that win meant something if you let it. But Dave Canales isn't willing to name Bryce Young the starter because, I don't know, there's more information he wants to gather or something. The reasoning he's given has been vague, to put it best.
Maybe they're trying to trade him. Didn't want to say it.
Name him the starter, then trade him. Actually, that'd probably boost his trade value if you're like, actually, he's our starting quarterback. Like, but that's not what's the pebble in my shoe right now. And credit to, I'm not the first to notice this, credit to a caller that brought it up yesterday. I know they played this audio on Next Up, which airs 9 a.m. every weekday morning here on 99.9 The Fan. I'm hoping it's an oversight, but I don't think it is. I don't want to make this out to be, I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but I also don't think it's nothing. Why didn't Dave Canales mention Bryce Young in the post-game locker celebration? This was their second win of the year, first in over a month. It was a unbelievable relief for those in that locker room. They were getting together to celebrate. Dave Canales gave a post-game speech. He started with, is this the whole thing or just that last clip? Okay. It started with, can you win a game in the first quarter? No. Can you win a game? Like some cheesy call and response stuff. But hey, everybody's feeling good. Go nuts. You want to do 3 hip hip hoorays? Go crazy. But then he started talking about individual players. And here's that clip.
Charles Harris had a half a sack. Clowney had a half a sack. We got to go 2 times here. Chuba Hubbard had 1 touchdown. Chuba Hubbard had another touchdown. Okay, hey, that's us. Finish.
He also went on to say Mike Jack, meaning Mike Jackson, had a big stop at the end of the game. Yay! That's weird. It's weird that Bryce Young wasn't mentioned.
No mention of Legette with a touchdown catch either.
Because then it would have had to bring up that it was a touchdown catch from somebody.
That's true.
It's weird. There is not a team in the world of football that doesn't shout out the quarterback after a game-winning drive to come from behind in the fourth quarter or overtime, yet they just did it. And by the way, that drive featured 3 significant plays. The yards were picked up in 3 significant plays. It started with a 26-yard completion on 3rd and 10. That's what you give quarterbacks, like that's their thing. We need you to complete big throws on 3rd down. 26-yarder on 3rd and 10. Then a good decision leads to a 22-yard DPI call. Goes to the right guy. Defender was out of position. Defensive pass interference picks up 22 yards. And then a 16-yard touchdown from Chuba Hubbard on the ground. The only part of that acknowledged by the coach was the touchdown by Chuba Hubbard, and it was so good they had to separate it from the earlier touchdown by Chuba Hubbard. That's not nothing. And the fact that he hasn't said anything about it, because you like, oh, it was an oversight. That's fine. I'm buying. Post-game locker room, coach got excited. Cool. What happened when Dan Campbell, who everybody pretty much acknowledges is the best culture setter in the NFL, because he took the Detroit gosh darn Lions and turned them into a place that they all seem like best friends? What did he do when he gave out game balls in the post-game locker room and forgot to give one to Jared Goff? By the way, Jared Goff had a perfect night that night. He was 18 for 18, threw a bunch of yards. He came up to the post-game press conference, and the first thing he said was, I forgot to give a game ball to Jared Goff. I feel bad about it. If Dave Canales walked up to a press conference, if he talked to his Monday media availability, and he said, hey, listen, I was so excited. Completely. Just, I thought I said something. I was too excited. Didn't even mention Bryce or Xavier Legette.
Blacked out, didn't know what was going on.
He deserved a celebration. That's all it would have taken. And I say all of it for this reason. Quarterback is a confidence position. You have to have no doubt. You have to have everyone's support. You have to cut it loose. And if for 1 second you're okay, that's where I should throw it. But if it's an interception, he already doesn't like intercepted, incomplete, knocked down. That a quarter of a half of a second, just a blink of the eye, and you're too late. Help the young man get some confidence. Do you know what Dave Canales is? He is a, I'm like, this is an analogy, by the way. Like the college, maybe young adult, immature, in a relationship, but doesn't want to be in a relationship guy, because we always talk about teams and quarterbacks is kind of like that's a relationship. The long-term contract, you're married. Rookie contract, you are dating, right? You do all of that. Dave Canales sends Bryce Young the "you up" text at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'll name you the starter on Thursday, but let's not be seen in public on Monday. Right? If I try everyone else, right? I'm going to be flirting with this quarterback. I'm going to hope this quarterback gets back to me. Is Andy Dalton available? When everyone else turns me down, I'll send you the text and see what you're up to. Guess who is not going to gain any confidence in that situation? Bryce Young. If you spend every Sunday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, trying to find anybody else who you can start at quarterback, and then Wednesday, all right, we finally have enough information, you get to be the starter. How's that going to make him feel? Especially coming off a win. I just let a game-winning drive for you. We were behind a whole bunch of times in that game, and I kept making it happen, and now you're still on the fence? Like, what are we here? What are we? Dave Canales is like, what are we? Ooh, well, I think we're having fun. But, I mean, I don't want to label it. You're not the starting quarterback. But, yeah, no, Sunday was great. Had a really good time. Listen, Andy's calling, so I'm going to go see what he's doing this weekend. And then I'm going to get back to you, okay? Just keep your phone on, but, like, don't – listen, I'll be right back.
They call it DTR, defining the relationship.
Yeah.
So that's how they label it. All right, hey, are we exclusive? No, we're not. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Let's figure that out.
I mean, it's something as simple as, how about our second-year quarterback who stepped up and led a game-winning drive, threw a touchdown earlier in the game to Xavier Legette? How about that? 3rd and 10. Like, by the way, if the people he shouted out, if he only shouted out Chuba Hubbard because he had 2 touchdowns, I'm fine with it. That's a big day. He shouted out 2 guys with half a sack. Half. That's not a good day for like a Jadeveon Clowney. If he plays 18 games and he averages half a sack a game, 8 isn't even getting, like, you're not even on the Pro Bowl ballots. 8 isn't making it happen. These 2 guys shared a sack. Let's give them big applause. The quarterback that made it all happen and got us the win, crickets. I said it before. I'll say it again. It's just an observation from the outside. I don't think Dave Canales likes Bryce. And it might be like, opposites attract. They might be too similar. They both are just, oh, I love football. Oh, it's another opportunity. I'm so excited. We're going to be great at practice. We got to get back to the fundamentals. The other one walks to the podium. He said what I wanted to say. Might be too similar.